Hello everybody.
We're back. we just stopped aching from the first planting, so we've come to top up on some physical labour.
Yes. We got it today. We got plenty of physical labour.
We certainly did.
More than enough, in fact.
If anything, actually, in some ways this was harder work than the planting, because today we came up to lay the mulch mats.
To whack a few more stakes in the ground and to whack a few more staples into the ground. We've been holding lump hammers all day.
So what you guys don't know is that just after we finished the planting, well, you do know because you probably experienced it where you were, we had gale force winds. So lots of the poles, because we had a lot of heavy rain, the ground kind of settled and a lot of the poles kind of wonked off a little bit. And so we've actually had to go back and we have re-malleted every single stake about a foot further in the ground. That was exhausting. And we've laid the mulch mats, which is very exciting. It's been quite a grey, cold day today.
Not as cold as it could have been.
No, not as cold as it could have been, and not as wet as it could have been either. We're at the top end. We forgot our chairs today, so we're at the top end of the field.
We thought we'd give you a different view of the field, because we were normally over that way.
That's the granddaddy oak behind us.
And grandmother oak as well.
And grandmother oak, yeah.
But
We're hoping that they're going to teach our little trees how to grow nice and tall.
whisper a few secrets to them.
Yes. But have a look, this is the process. Jay and John from earlier will tell you a little bit about the mulch mats and about the process we've gone through today. Mulch mats! Look at these fine beasts. We posted, someone said we look like Saxons with some kind of bizarre furry shield wall.
It wouldn't do an awful lot against bows and arrows, I don't think, this particular mat. But
it's coir mulch mat, so it's essentially it's the byproduct. It's what's left over from the kind of coconut husk. So it's natural, it's biodegradable. It's got a natural latex kind of painted on backing, which just is going to give it a little bit more longevity on the wet ground.
But it's all porous, isn't it? So it lets the water through.
Yes, yeah. So 1,200 of these, which we are putting in the ground today, and the idea is
for it to be all today. We're not entirely sure whether we're going to all in today.
It's actually quite laborious because each of these, well, first of all the stakes have got to be re-malleted because we didn't go quite deep enough. And with the heavy rainfall, we've actually found the ground has just kind of moved around. But those mats, I've got to have 3 of these kind of ground staples, ground pins to go in. Why are we using metal, you're probably thinking? Why not biodegradable?
We did look into the whole biodegradable peg scenario.
Bamboo we looked at polylactic acid, which is kind of a starch-based biodegradable thing. They just didn't work with coir. They're just too thick. We just could not get them through the mat.
Without destroying the mats. So
these are a little sharper, so we are going to use these, but the good news is, we will recycle them. Once they've had their life at the end of 2 years and we no longer need them, we will collect these up. They won't be left in the ground. And they can be recycled, people can use them again. So we kind of felt like it was an okay route to go down, even though it wasn't biodegradable. What are we? Crikey, we're not even halfway up the field.
No, not even a third.
No.
But
so we need to get cracking. So that's it for kind of phase 1.5 or phase 2?
1B, I think
1B,
that was it.
okay.
Completes phase 1.
Okay,
Now
yes.
phase 2 begins, in which the trees, hopefully,
don't
grow.
dry.
Phase 2 is probably a bit longer, probably a few more years, actually. But
there is green on them, though. I mean, it's a good sign. The oak is a little bit behind. It's not broken bud yet, but a lot of the others have, which is great to see.
Very encouraging, very happy.
For the rest of this year now, I mean, obviously, the wider biodiversity. We've got a pond, everybody. Have a look at this. This is amazing. This is actually nearly 6 foot deep at one end. and that's been dug out. So that's going to be developed into a pond area.
Eddie has so far claimed it as his own. It is his swimming pool at
He
the moment.
does like the private swimming
We
pool.
might like to keep him out because we really want other life.
We prefer other wildlife other than the dog. That would be
but
great.
for now it's his. So
And just to our right here is the glade. We're stood next to the glade here. We've got a ring of wild cherry on the outside.
and it's starting to grow.
Inside we've got a ring of hawthorn, and it's going to look great. And obviously we're going to develop that. And it might be we do some of the development over the summer now, but I think we'll be looking to maybe plant that area
Shall we
with
not
stuff.
think about digging anymore today?
Maybe we've done enough digging
Can
for
we
a
think
few
about that
weeks.
later,
Yeah,
I
yeah. So there you go, everybody. We'll update you. The updates will be a little less strenuous for us. We're certainly happy to hear that. But we'll be back up here over the coming months to let you know how things are going. But until then,
Happy equinox, everybody.
Yes,
Enjoy
indeed.
the longer days
yes, indeed.
and the shorter nights.
See you
See
soon.
you later.